what kind of things is okay to complain about? Like in Italy, if the pasta is not cooked al dente, you must complain.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. But you complain, you learn to complain for about very important things.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Recovery After Stroke podcast. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about a tool I've been using and genuinely love. Turn2.ai. If you've ever tried to keep up with the latest stroke research, you'll know how overwhelming it can be. There are literally 800 new things published every single week about stroke. Research papers, patient discussions, expert comments, clinical trials, events. Nobody has time to read all of that. Turn2.ai is an AI health sidekick that does it for you. It searches everything published in the past week and sends you what's most relevant to your situation, personalized every week, straight to you. It's my favorite new tool for 2026. It's just $2 a week, patient first, low cost. And here's what I love about this. When you sign up through my link, you're supporting this podcast at absolutely no extra cost to you. Use code BILL10 for 10% off and try it free at the link below or scan the QR code on your screen. Speaking of resources, if you're rebuilding your life after stroke and want a roadmap for what comes next, my book, The Unexpected Way That a Stroke Became the Best Thing That Happened, is available at recoveryafterstroke.com/book. It's written from experience, my own and other stroke survivors, and I hope it helps you the way writing it helped me. And to everyone supporting the show on Patreon, thank you, genuinely. This is not possible without you. Now, today's guest is Marco Calabi, a DevOps engineer from Italy who had a stroke at 47 caused by a hole in his heart. He went through 8 hours of brain surgery, woke up from a medically induced coma, left hospital in a wheelchair, and went on to return to work, write a book, and find a new sense of purpose. This is a remarkable conversation. Let's get into it. Marco Calabi, welcome to the podcast.
Yes, I'm ready and thank you for your invitation.
Tell me a little bit about what your life was like before you had the stroke.
Yes, before my stroke, my life was normal. I say, working, paying bills, going outside with friends, and so on. After the stroke, everything changed
Yeah. Did you
because
have, what kind of work did you do before the stroke?
before the stroke, even after the stroke, I work in a computer science field. I'm a DevOps engineer, and after the stroke, I work a little less. In 6 hours against 8 hours in before the stroke, but I do the same things. I do normal things. I project something about. I'm very vertical in this moment. I work inside the reliability engineer field, and my aim is to help the system, the servers, to automate things. And I'm like a robot. I
To
like a
automate
robot. Okay.
to automate things. So,
Automating.
okay, to automate manual processes or something like that.
Yes. I
Okay.
try to automate everything because the people, the company now try to avoid to make the people do repeating things. And because the human people may make more important things, and the repeating things are not very important, and in my opinion are are a diminishing view of the work. And I try to make the things better in some way. And before the stroke and even after the stroke, I do the same things, but with different speeds.
Yeah.
Mm.
With you regards to your health, how did you view your health before the stroke? Did you think you were healthy? Did you think you were well, or was there some things that you were dealing with that were related to the stroke that occurred?
Yes, before the stroke, I was healthy, but I was very worried about my health because I found a lot of health problems in my body, but the problems were not there because after the stroke, I didn't understand I was healthy in that moment, and the stroke teached me to understand my health better
You were heavy?
because mm, yes, 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 because I went out from the hospital with a wheelchair, and now I'm able to walk.
Uh-huh. So
So
were you overweight?
no, no, no. I'm normal. I had a stroke maybe because the doctors doesn't know the motives. Perhaps it was a genetic problem in my heart because of FOB, because a small hole between the two chambers in my heart, and the mixing of the two flow bloods makes problems to the brain, and after the stroke, the stroke happened.
Yeah.
But
Did they find a hole in your heart?
yes, yes. And I was operated in my heart,
To fix the hole.
closing, yes, closing the hole
Uh-huh.
because people suffer this common problem.
Mm.
But sometimes the problem is huge. A lot of people don't suffer major problems, but sometimes it is very, very important. In my case, it was very, very important because it created the mixing of the blood flows, created a blood constraint to the brain, and the blood constraint created a stroke. It
Mm.
is
Understood.
the opinion of the doctors.
How
doctors.
old were you at the time?
I suffered the stroke at 47, and now I'm 51 years old.
51.
Hmm.
47 when the stroke happened. On the day
Yes,
of the stroke, did you notice there was something wrong? Did you feel strange, feel different?
yes, during the stroke, it was terrible because I did a lot. My mate called the emergency number, and they thought it was a problem of nedation of the neck.
Hmm.
Then my sister, because my mate called my sister, and my sister came to my house, and she understood something was wrong because I moved my arm in the air, and I had sorry, because remembering these things makes me mm, a little uncomfortable. But yes, but okay. And my sister, together with my mate, decided to call again the emergency call, and then they went to my house, and my story began.
Mm. So I'm going to go back for a moment and ask you about what just happened. You got uncomfortable. Is it emotional to talk about what
Yes,
happened to you
yes,
sometimes?
yes. Because mm, I know mm, I never accepted this thing. I'm living together with it. But
Uh-huh.
yes,
You haven't
because
accepted it yet.
yes, because I think I will never accept this thing. But I try to go on. I
Why?
try.
Why do you think you won't accept it? And is that helpful to not accept it?
Mm, because it is very hard to accept, because it is not normal, in my opinion, to accept the better things in the life. I We must live together with them,
Hmm.
because we must live and stop. But living against understanding is very different.
If you've chosen to live with it
Yes.
and overcome the challenges that it gives, isn't that a form of acceptance?
Maybe it is, in my opinion, it is a form of acceptance, because sooner or later I make something, I do something, and my father said it is useless to look to the ceiling, and it is a big truth. It is useless. Your life is in your hands, and you in that moment your life is a lot in your hands, and you must decide your future,
Yeah.
because no people can mm, are able to help you.
Mm.
No other people, friends, family, relatives, and so on. You must do on only with your strength and self.
Yeah. And to me, that sounds like acceptance. You have taken responsibility for the recovery that you have to do. You've taken responsibility for your life. You've made steps to rehabilitate yourself, your emotions, your mental health. You wrote a book about what happened to you. And that sounds like you have accepted a lot of what happened to you even though perhaps what it sounds like you're saying, maybe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you're saying, I'm not going to give up.
Yes, yes. Because I wrote a book, because I followed a possible path, because it was a path of recovering, not only physical recovering, but mainly mental recovery. And writing the book was very helpful for me. And I hope it is helpful for others. Because
Yeah.
in the beginning, I wrote the book because I tried to tell my story. And then I said, my story is useless in this moment. I can make something. And so the book is has another meaning. And because I want in this way to help to share it is the right word, to share my experience, not
Yeah.
to help, to share, to share.
Yeah. Life Change to Hell and Back is the English title, but you wrote the book in Italian and then had it translated to English, correct?
Yes, yes. In Italian, it is called cambio di vita. And in English is called life change. And
Life Change.
12 and back is the subtitle, because I went to tell it was an L for me,
Hmm.
and perhaps I come back to tell, to share to the other what I saw and what I did feel.
I
And
understand.
I hope this experience will help in some way other people.
Mm. Your journey started after the second time the emergency services were called to your house. What happened after that? Did they come to your house and then they took you to hospital? Did they treat you at your house? What happened?
No, no. The physiotherapist and the logopedist went to my house, because I was not able to go to the hospital again. And then Italian hospitals decided to come directly to my house and help me in my house. And so physiotherapists and logopedists were incredible. They, they were very, very professional and very, very helpful for me, helped me to recover a little my body and my speech.
Before the recovery, I just wanted to understand what happened when you were having the stroke, the day of the stroke. So they, your sister called the emergency services a second time.
Yes,
Did they take you to hospital to understand what was wrong?
yes, and I was operated immediately,
Uh huh.
because my brain started to grow and
Expand.
expense. Yes, and then I was operated, because they didn't want to have to experience later problems, and they operated to me for 8 hours. And then I was inducted with a coma because my brain needed to rest. And then I woke up on a bed, looking around and seeing people. And I remembered, and a woman said, "It is time to work." And with a lot of difficulty, I started to work, and then I was transferred from to another hospital to specialize in stroke recovering.
Hmm.
And there I was there for 2 months.
And what were the deficits you needed to get rehabilitated from? Did you have problems with your
Pro-
body, with your limbs, with your, what was the problem?
Problems to walk, problems to speak, problems to eat, because I don't know. It is visible. Yes.
Tracheostomy.
Yes. Yes. Because they during the um, during the surgery they opened a hole and then the hole remains open for all of that time. And then I was eliminated from this hole, and a lot of and 1 month later the hole was closed.
Okay, so you had the tracheostomy in for a long
Yes,
time, and
yes,
they remove the tracheostomy, then the hole is
yes,
there. Takes a month
yes.
to close.
Yes, and my mate says it seems a cross. I don't know. I don't know.
It seems a cross.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
I don't. Mm.
So, so you had to also learn to walk again. Which side of your body was impacted by the stroke? Which one? Was it your left side or your right side that didn't work?
My right side. My
Hmm.
right side. My leg, my arms, my hands, and okay, all the right side.
Yeah,
And I am weaker to the right side.
weaker. Yeah.
And okay, in the beginning, I was not able to write.
Hmm.
And then, after a long, very long training, I'm able to write again. Very, very slowly, but I'm able.
Hmm.
Mm.
And when you were in hospital, what was the hardest part of the recovery for you? Did you, when you started walking again, what was that like?
In the hospital, never suit up, never stop. Always in on the wheelchair, and I suit up when I come back home.
You stood
But
up when you came back home. But
yes,
in rehabilitation, you didn't stand up?
no, 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 no. Um, very, very seldom. very, very seldom. Above all, in the transportation, for example, from the wheelchair to the bed, or to an exercise bicycle, maybe. But stop, stop. I remembered sometimes they tried to make me walk on the on on the stairs, very, very, very few stairs, and tried to make me walk in corridors and stop.
Okay. And your arm, your right arm, you couldn't use it at the shoulder and the hand? Is that what the problem was?
Yeah, no, all I can use it. I can use it. It is weaker, a little weaker, but I can use it in this moment. When I was in the hospital, my right arm had problems
Understand.
because the mobility was limited. And after 2 months, I was able to move it freely, and now I'm able to move it again
Mm,
in every direction.
very good. When you came home from hospital, who was at home with you? Were you living alone or did you have some family with you?
No, 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 no. With my family, with my sister, and with my mate, because mm, my sister and boy and my mate never left me alone.
Mm,
Leave me alone, and they encouraged me. Thanks God, because I think in this moment, family, friends, relatives, mates are very, very important. Above all, in this moment,
mm. Was there somebody that helped guide you through the recovery?
my
Someone that stepped up and you had a lot of support from?
yes, my friends. Above all, one my friends who lives in the Netherlands, because he was very worried about my health. And my mate talked to him to synchronize him about my condition. And after, and when I went back home, he was very, very, very present, and he was very, very, he was a very good friend.
Understand.
Mm.
So he came, supported you, was very present when you came back home.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Above all, my mom, my sister, my baby, obviously, and my friends.
Mm.
Because in this moment, it is a moment you understand very well the friends more close, and the friends mm, maybe are fearful of your situation.
Yes, yes, very much. Lots of people get fearful when somebody they know had a stroke, they don't know how to help and what to do.
Yes, because I think it is natural. I
Mhm.
I understand. It is natural because the first thing a friend, a person who knows you thinks is what I can do, and he or she is very fearful because the situation is huge. And I understand. In this moment, in that moment, you understand very well the people, and
Yes,
you understand very well the quality.
of your
The,
friends.
yes, you understand.
Yeah,
You
very
understand.
common. Very common. Doesn't matter if you live in Italy, America, Australia.
Mm,
The experience is very similar. People have very
yes,
similar
I I
reporting about
I don't
friendships.
think it is different from country to country
Mm.
because we are human being and stop and stop
People are people.
Mm, and stop.
What kind of things did you need help with at home? Could you go to the bathroom on your own? Could you eat on your own? What help was
Mm,
your family
In the,
providing you?
yes, in the beginning I was helped in everything because they prepared my lunch, my and they helped me to go to the bathroom. They stayed outside the door in
Thank
checking
God.
the situation.
Thank God.
Okay, I understand. Okay, and then with time, I conquered my autonomy because because for example, going to the bathroom, cooking something, and doing my bed, and so on. It is very important because 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 in this moment you say to yourself, I'm able again. My life is not useless. It is silly to say. I know it is very, very silly to say.
In the
But
moment, it's probably okay in the moment, but now on reflection, it's silly to say that.
yes,
But at the
yes,
moment, it's
yes,
difficult, and it's a emotional experience, and it's a relief that you have,
mm,
and you have some autonomy now again,
mm.
and you feel good about it. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes. You feel good because you think you have a power again. I don't
Mhm.
know. And it is a moment, it is a very important moment for you. I understand. mm, I understand the luckiness I'm able to know because other people is not luck as like me,
Mhm.
like me. And I understand. And if this thing makes me run, because, okay, I'm lucky, and so I want, I want to help others because I'm lucky. And
Yes,
so,
because you have luck. You have a bit of luck on your side. You are improving. You're getting better. You have autonomy. Again, you want to help other people because it's important.
yes, very. In my opinion, it is very, very important because life otherwise is meaningless. You have to give some meaning to your life.
Yeah.
And the stroke in some way mm, helped me to discover my possible goal in my life.
Your calling in life. I understand. So, you didn't get married. You didn't have a family.
No, I never married, but I have a mate, a girlfriend
Yeah.
for I don't know 11, 12 years. I don't. We are like married,
Okay.
but
But you didn't have children.
no, 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 no.
Okay. So for you made a good point about purpose and meaning in life and helping other people. If you're if you don't have family to fuss over, to help out, to support, etc., when
Yes,
they're young,
yes,
like children, it could be a little bit of a gap in your life about purpose and meaning. And now
yes.
that you had the stroke, you found that supporting other people provides you with some additional purpose and meaning above your relationship as well with your partner.
Yes, because not having kids makes me available, let me say,
Yeah.
to help others who have kids and maybe they are busy busy for other things, and I try to make my life helpful for those ones.
Yeah. You have more spare time and you can allocate that
Yes,
to
yes,
helping other people.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So, you know, the you talk very positively about your recovery. You're focusing on all the positive things.
Thank
You wrote a book. You want to help other people. But there some times that you really struggled, that you had a really hard time and you needed more support emotionally or mentally?
both the things. I
Both.
had moments with a lot of crying
Crying, yeah. Very common.
because in those moments I was mm, I saw my life at the problems, and for example, my mother's teached me again to mm, to mm, to wake on the shoes, and so in that moment I was mm, mm, I I understood my situation
Mhm.
very deeply, and why I wanted to improve, because every day I wanted to go on, and every day I wanted to progress, because I don't want to live those moments again. I I I would like to make my life better.
Uh-huh. Understand. Yeah. But it was difficult to make your life better because you just in the recovery phase, you're very
Yes,
restricted. Things are difficult.
it is very, very, very important, the presence of your family, of
Mm.
your friends, because otherwise mm, I'm I would not be here.
Yeah. They help to bring you back.
Yes, yes,
Mm.
And then after their help, you must help yourself.
As
Because
well.
I understand you have everything to complain, but complaining is useless. Is
Mm,
useless. Complaining is natural, but it must be very short. Very short. A moment of self-reflection, reflection, a moment of stop. And then you must do something for yourself. And stop.
mhm.
Stop to look to the ceiling. It is useless. I wanted to say it is useless.
Yeah, I agree. You, but it's something we all do. We all find ourselves complaining about our situation. But as long as you don't stay there for a long amount of time, you can do the complaint and then move on
Yes, yes.
and continue
Com-
looking at things that
Complaining
you.
is not a part, it's not a mainly part of my spirit. I complain very few times. I understand people are different and the complaining is different, but you must very aware of your situation, and
Mm,
this stroke maybe makes you more aware about yourself,
yeah,
about your problems, about your weakness, and starting, I underline, starting from that, you can go on.
you can go on. Yeah, I agree. When you complain about things, like what kind of things is okay to complain about? Like in Italy, if the pasta is not cooked al dente, you must complain.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes. People.
It's
Yes.
important. You have to tell the chef, I'm sorry, the pasta is not al dente. You have to take it back.
Okay. But you complain. You learn to complain for about very important things.
Yes.
Yes.
It's feedback. It's not complaining, it's feedback. My food is not al dente and I need you to make it again so I can eat it because I can't eat like this. It's too cooked,
Yes.
overcooked.
I never liked a very precious food, and I eat everything. I tell the truth. I eat everything, even in the hospital. I eat everything.
Is Italian hospital food good or is it terrible?
Average, average. It is an hospital food, and so it is very light. It is very simple,
Yeah.
and it is very teachable. And stop. It is not a good food.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You spoke a little bit earlier about how you have to go on with your life. So, looking back now, how have you changed the way that you go about your life? How do you do things differently now?
Everything,
Uh-huh.
everything, everything. I look at the life in different way because I put the things in different priorities. Working, having good time with friends, and so on. Because before stroke, you gone to think about the things you do every day, but you don't do that those ones. Then, after the stroke, you start to do immediately the things. You don't want to wait for things the right moment and stop. Because the right moment you understand is now, not after, not tomorrow, not the next week. Now, it is a new way of seeing life. You stop to wake because you understand time is very, very precious.
Yeah. And we may not have tomorrow.
Yes, yes,
Understand.
you must do the things now and stop as you can. You must not be a Superman. You must not do things, a lot of things. You must do what you can and stop. But you must do
Yeah.
and stop. Not tomorrow, not in 1 week, and not in 1 month. Now. You must do now and stop.
Mhm.
Never you understand. Never stop you.
Yeah. I agree. Once you have a stroke, you realize that you are mortal, and that
Yes,
maybe you don't have another 50 years or 40 years ahead of you. So maybe you need to take more action, do more things, have the experiences you want to experience, whatever you can. I agree. It's something I think that is a good way to inspire people who have had a stroke, who have injuries, that you can find a way to do something that you want to do that you haven't done, that
yes.
you love. It's very important to try and get it done. Find a way to make it happen, even if
It,
you're in a wheelchair, even if it's difficult, even if you need a lot of planning. It has to be something that you tick off your list of things to do.
yes, and it is not important what type of this disease you suffer. Cancer, stroke, leukemia, and so on. It is, in my opinion, very important. Your mind, the way your mind, the
Your
way you
mind's
want your mindset, the way you want to go on and stop. But,
yeah,
and I want in my I want to tell my story to maybe mm, to tell if I am able to go on. Everyone is able to go on. It is not something special. Everyone can go toward and stop.
yeah, I agree. Everyone should go on with their life in some capacity as much as they can. Um, yeah, that's excellent. What
Yeah,
about strengths? What have you discovered in yourself that you didn't know was there? Did you uncover some new powers, some new strength, some better understanding of what you're capable of? Has it been
yes,
a learning experience for you too?
yes. After the writing of my books was a moment of reflection because in that moment I I asked to myself, I'm able to write a book. So what can block me? In that moment, I was I was able to do other things, maybe writing another book, elect using a social media manager for my Facebook and Instagram, and asking to hospitals and association to tell my stories, creating podcasts and so on. Because writing the book created a moment, a precise moment of going forward. And in that moment, I was um, aware of my powers and my skills to go on.
Yeah. Yep. You
It
wrote a
was,
book, you did podcasts, you helped your community by speaking, you did all
yes,
these things that you haven't done before the stroke.
yes, and for example, and now I'm discussing with a company for a possible speech of myself to inspire other people,
Yeah.
and I, I'm telling the truth. I'm very, very happy because I hope this thing will create something beautiful because I'm available to tell my story, to tell perhaps something helpful.
Yeah. You know what I
My
like
best,
about
my best
stroke
friend.
survivors. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, yeah. My best friend said, "You, you are wiser." I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Wiser.
know.
Wiser than before. Maybe.
Yes, yes. Then before, because before I was very hard. I was because my father was very hard, and I learned to be very hard. And after the stroke, I understood heartless is useless because you reach the hearts of peoples with softness, not with hardness. Others makes you more hateful and not
Yeah.
more lovable.
Yeah. Understand.
Okay,
Yes, I agree.
go on, go on.
Very
Sorry.
wise. That's very wise. Very wise. Your, you know what I like about your telling your story in for another organization or to inspire people is a lot of the people in the audience will not have had a stroke
Mm,
or another uh, health issue or anything like that.
yes.
And what I like about it is that now there's several years have passed since your stroke. So you're
Mm,
standing on a stage telling your story. And one day, if those people happen to have a stroke or a negative medical experience, they have a picture in their mind of once upon a time, I was sitting in a room and there was a gentleman who told his story and he was telling us about how he overcame his challenges, how he improved, how he got better. And maybe those people who are unwell now because something happened to them, like everybody in life, things go wrong.
mm,
Maybe they could say, I remember that man and the story that he told me, and
mm,
maybe I can take some action and do similar
yes.
things and get better like he
Yes.
did.
I tell the truth. It is not easy.
Mm,
It's not easy the experience is made of steps.
Steps.
In the steps in the beginning, I you want to prove yourself, you are able to do things, and this is very important to you. And then you change steps. You change because the situation is changing, and you cannot get things before you experience all the steps. It is, in my opinion, impossible. You must live every step. The first steps are physical, and then your mind changes. But the first steps are physical and stop. And you must accept it. You must accept it because you are not a Superman. You are not a special man. And every person experience these steps little by little, and stop. You must aware of this situation. Otherwise, you try to go forward faster. And in my opinion, it is a very wrong way to go on.
Yeah. Very wise, my friend.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Your friend was correct when he said that you are much more wise now. I agree with him.
Okay, okay. I will report him.
Report back to him, let him know that I agree with him. Now, your book is available online, correct? We can get it on
Yes,
Amazon, everywhere.
okay. Because in Italy, I found a publisher. In the world, I decided to publish myself the book because
Ah,
I wanted to spread my story as as full as possible,
mhm.
I would say. And so I this what is the best platform in my opinion? It is in this moment Amazon
Yeah,
because it can provide a digital version, a paperback version. A paperback version is only for US countries and so on. Instead, digital version is worldwide. And so it is very powerful
yeah,
because I can reach every person in the world.
yes.
It
Hopefully.
was my idea. And I start and I make my book translated. I published it in Amazon. I created a digital, a paperback version, and so on because I wanted to make it available very very much.
Yes, indeed. And you have, well done. I'm going to have a link to the Amazon
Okay.
book. And also, you will send me some links to um, any other areas you would like us
Okay.
to send people if they're interested to find out more information about it. I thank you for reaching out and joining me on the
Okay.
podcast. I very much appreciate it. It's nice to meet you and to hear your story. And
Yes.
all the best with your ongoing recovery.
Okay, and I say that thank you, Bayard, for your time, Bill, and thank you very much to tell my story and to give me the possibility to tell my story.
Well, what a lovely conversation, and what a journey, and what wisdom. To our listeners, if today's episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment and leave a review. Subscribe if you haven't already. Marco's book, Life Change to Hell and Back, is available on Amazon. The link is in the description below. And remember, if you want to stay on top of the latest stroke research without the overwhelm, Turn2.ai has you covered. For just $2 a week, use code BILL for 10% off. Link is in the description. And until next time, keep going.